It's making way too much sense. He's dangerous. He's dangerous. Gotta get him out of here. He's spreading all these, he's making people think for themselves. Gamergate? What the hell is Gamergate? Isn't that woman thing? People were like getting mad about women in video games and stuff. My opinion on that. My opinion, just like for all this other bullshit, is life's too easy. We have way too much time on our hands, and we need to fucking stop and start worrying about fucking real issues. That's my opinion. Life's fucking easy. You want to talk about real issues? How about next time you need to eat, you grab a stick, piece of rope, and a sharp rock, and tie that rock to the end of the stick, and go hunt for your own fucking lunch, huh? Go hunt that animal instead of going to a grocery store. That's the kind of real issues I'm talking about. We have way too much time on our hands. So we start worrying about bullshit stuff that doesn't matter. First of all, you're arguing about video games. Who gives a shit about video games? If video games didn't exist, Gamergate wouldn't exist. People take lives way too seriously, and they have way too much time on their hands to be worrying about this shit. So yeah, I have no opinion on Gamergate, other than it's a waste of time. Worry about real shit. I don't support it, and I'm not against it. That's the most important issue besides hunting in your... I never said hunt in your underwear. Get that fucking hunting gear. Are you kidding me right now? Just make sure you use a stick and a rock and a piece of rope. Most important issue? I don't know. I would say hunger, but then again, we're overpopulated as fuck. Yes. I would say overconsumption is the most important issue. But then again, the planet's already fucked. We can't stop the... Did you read? A fucking iceberg the size of PEI broke off of Antarctica like the other day. Yesterday or something. Today, I don't know. Yeah, I would say overconsumption is probably the biggest issue. And there's no way we're going to stop it. Because there's way too many of us and we're growing as a species way too quickly. Like, even if everybody stops having kids right now, we're still fucked. Like... The only reason I'm not giving a fuck is because I'm not gonna be around when shit actually gets real. But no one's gonna just stop fucking, so we're just gonna get more and more people and fuck the planet even harder. And eventually, yeah. But no, let's just argue about fucking transgendered washrooms and shit, because that's what really matters. Not the fact that the planet's fucked and that there's way too many of us and that we're fucking over-consuming the shit out of every natural resource on this planet. No, let's not worry about that. Let's worry about bullshit issues that don't matter. And it's funny because these issues, these non-existent issues, exist only because we're over-consuming and life's too easy. I'm doing my part. I'm on Twitch complaining to the internet instead of sitting at a cubicle. That's what I'm doing. That's the only way. Sitting at a cubicle is not going to make a difference. At least maybe here I'll be able to reach some people. Yeah, well, see, that's number one issue, how to avoid the cubicle life and still have money. That's the system that they set up. That's the system. You're fucking forced into that shit. Either that or you can't survive. You're on the street. Or you just go work at McDonald's, I don't know. That's no different than cubicle life. That's how they set the system up. And then eventually, machines are just going to replace more and more jobs. We're going to have universal basic income. And then, if you've been working at a cubicle your whole life, what the fuck are you going to do? Get depressed, get addicted to opioids, and fucking die, essentially. You got to have some skills outside of sitting in a cubicle. Because eventually, you're going to be out of a job. Because the machines are going to replace everything. I'm pretty sure, here's my theory, I'm pretty sure that, like, the guys on top, the elites, the inner circle, if you know what I'm talking about, you look at the opiates crisis, you look at all these people addicted to all this shit, doctors over-prescribing because they're being advertised to prescribe this shit, people getting addicted, fentanyl, overdose, everything. All that shit, people losing their jobs, getting hooked on fucking pain pills, fast food, obesity, #1 killer right now is obesity. And it's skyrocketing in terms of more and more people getting overweight and dying from obesity related, like diabetes, fucking heart attacks, all that shit, blood clots. Obesity is fucking taking over. It's even worse than opioids. But opioids are, you know, they're getting up there. It used to be car crashes. Used to be all that shit. Now it's like obesity, obesity, obesity. And everything that, diabetes, all that stuff that's... and then, you know, every now and then you get a fat guy who wasn't fast enough to run away from a bear or something. But
oh boys, we real.
There it is. And then you got drugs, opioid crisis, all that shit. All those guys... They're not. That's population control. I'm thinking they're like, yeah, there's too many of us. Let's just take a couple people out. McDonald's, Coca-Cola. Let's get in there. Let's fucking get some people get overweight. Yeah, let's get in there. Let's take them out. We're working on the cure for cancer. No, you're not. There is already a cure for cancer. You know what the cure for cancer is? Exercise, healthy diet. Alright? That's the cure right there.
Are you being Ember Spirit?
That's the cure.
Right,
who knows about that? Nobody. But if you ask somebody what's the McDonald's Big Mac jingle, bam, they'll recite that shit off the top of their heart. If they put as much advertising into telling people to exercise and eat healthy and nutritious as they do into fucking Pepsi, Coca-Cola, and McDonald's commercials,
dude, I bet you won't.
Nobody would be dying from cancer. Nobody would be overweight. But, catch 22, there'd be more people around, more people consuming, higher population. We're fucked. We're fucked if you do, fucked if you don't. So, who's the good guy, really, in this situation? The guy who's trying to thin the herd? Or the guy who's trying to promote a healthy lifestyle?
Just a heads up,
I don't know. I don't know. These are just questions you have to ask yourself. These are the questions. This is the kind of shit I think about all the time. Like, oh yeah, Coca-Cola is responsible for fucking millions of people being overweight and dying. But, I mean, we're raping this planet. There's way too many of us. And it's just getting worse. Are they really the bad guys? I don't know. I don't know. That's the kind of shit that I think about. Not transgendered washrooms. Oh, I'm offended. I'm offended because this person looks like the other sex and they're using this washroom and that washroom and he's calling me this instead of that and I want you to call me this and I can probably change my mind at any time I want, and if you don't know that I changed my mind and I didn't tell you that I changed my mind, you call me the wrong thing, I can sue you. That's a law now. They passed that fucking law in Canada. In Ontario. I don't know. Canada, I think. You can fucking get fined. They can take you to jail, lock you in a cage if you don't call somebody by the right pronoun.
Bruh, English, por favor.
The fuck? Get out of here. What are you doing? This is probably what Rome was like before it fell. Fucking barbarians came in and just took them out. Everybody was fat and obese and overweight. Nobody knew how to fight anymore. They just came in and steamrolled them. Because they were probably too comfortable. Too easy. Life was too easy. They were worrying about, oh, whose wheelbarrow is, whose horse is better, or whatever the fuck they worried about back then. I don't even know. Huh? What are you doing? It's, you know what it is? Idiocracy. Is Idiocracy a comedy? Is it a documentary? Is it a horror movie? Guess what? All of the above, buddy. It started off as a comedy. It turned into a documentary. And now it's a horror movie because it's fucking happening. Or is it a horror movie? I don't know. I mean,
no one's gonna give you tacos.
Fucking overpopulation. Depends on your point of view, I guess. Like, do you want to save the planet, or do you want to support human beings expanding and overpopulating and just decimating the planet some more? Depends on, are you on Team Human or Team Planet? I don't know. that's the question. Universal, yeah. Well, I mean, it's coming. It may not be anywhere close, like in terms of like our lifetime. Maybe, but like by the time they bring it, we'll be like retired. Like, it's gonna take a while before that shit is like even voted into. They're only considering starting to talk about it now. you still have to have like the issue become a real issue, and then you're gonna have to have like Congress review it, and hopefully, you know, by then our economic system will not be the same as it is right now. So that's gonna have to change, because right now we're using a 200-year-old out-of-date system. But then they're gonna have to like vote it in and consider it, so it's gonna be like 20-30 years if we're lucky. If we're lucky, before that shit even. But I mean, they weren't talking about it 10 years ago. Now they are talking about it. So guess what? Huh? You got guys like top guys like Elon Musk, fucking Bezos, everybody. Like these guys are like, yeah, maybe, you know, scientists, professors in universities. They're talking about that shit now. They're like, yeah, we're headed in that direction. So I'm not just talking out of my ass here. See, I'm thinking the way the system is now, they're not in a hurry to change it, because they don't want you to vote. That's the thing. They don't want to make it easy for you to vote, because they want to control the outcome. If people vote, the more people vote, the less control they have. Let's just put it that way. So they're making it as difficult as possible. You have to wake up between this hour and this hour, go to this certain location. If you can't make it there, guess what? Too bad, buddy. Too bad. Oh, and by the way, if you go during these hours, that's your work hours. So you either go vote or you make money. If you don't make money, you can't support yourself. So it's like you're going to take that hit during that day, just go fucking vote between this hour and this hour. You're going to make it like impossible to get to a location where there's like no parking. It's in the middle of fucking nowhere. Huh? Gee, how hard is it to fucking set up a website? Huh? We do our banking online. How hard is it to set up a website? I'm not an anarchist, by the way. I'm just going to point that out there. I'm not an anarchist. I'm just saying we need a better system than what we're using right now. And we have the technology to fucking have a better system. 200 years ago, we had horses and buggies. Alright? That worked back then. But right now, we got fucking instant communication globally. We have a way better opportunity to govern ourselves than this old bullshit representative government. Oh, go talk to your congressman that you can't fucking reach ever. Leave a message, never calls you back. Call back to follow up. They hang up on you. Oh, we get disconnected. Get out of here. This is fucking bullshit. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want you to vote because they don't want to lose control. Democracy. But then again, here's the flip side of the coin. It's the best. It's the best thing we've got. I mean, you look at all the other systems. Fucking communism didn't work really that well ever in Russia. It's not doing too well in North Korea right now. So it's pretty sad the fact that that's the best we can do right now. I mean, we can do better, but you know, there's also that be glad for what you have kind of thing. So never forget that flip side of the coin. Being surrounded by fucking idiots who have no idea what the fuck's happening. Don't know what to, and you know what's worse is those are the people that reproduce because they have the money to reproduce, which is that baffles me. That baffles me. It's just like we're in a system that promotes stupid people reproducing. Smart people, they understand. They don't reproduce. They get what's going on. It's literally the plot of Idiocracy. Smart people don't reproduce because they understand. Idiots have like 16 kids and they can't support them, so they get the government to pay for them. And then those people grow up and just the vicious cycle keeps going. Uh-oh, we went offline. The government realized I was making way too much sense, so they knocked out my connection. That's why we record locally, boys. That's why we record locally. Twitch cut me off. I'm making way too much sense. They just search for keywords, and I flagged all the keywords. They're like, oh shit, this guy here, shut him down. Shut him down. Chat asks, do you sometimes wish you were living in a different era? So you'd be more free and not have the system and red tape everywhere. Well, I have considered that, buddy. I have considered that. And I've come to the conclusion that yes, although some things are easier in different eras, there's a lot of things that are way harder. Back to my point of, if you, let's say, I don't know, 500 years ago, you got sick 500 years ago, you're dead. You had to have like 5 kids because 4 of them were probably going to die. Life was hard. You might not make it through the winter. But they didn't argue about goddamn pronouns and transgendered washrooms and sex changes and useless shit like, oh, Donald Trump called me fat. Well, maybe you shouldn't fucking eat so much. How about that, huh? Maybe you just don't get offended, you fucking snowflake. Donald Trump called me fat. I think you have a bigger issues to worry about than Donald Trump calling you fat. Who gives a shit, huh? Not saying it's right or wrong, but like, Jesus, why is that headline news? Answer me that question. Why is that headline news? That he called somebody fat, huh? Why is that what we're fucking talking about? Why is that what we're spending our money talking about? We're paying reporters to write these articles about shit that doesn't matter. Like, that's what irritates me. All this because an iceberg the size of PEI broke off Antarctica. You know what? Sometimes I sit there and I kind of wish that like an asteroid that we haven't spotted just came down and like wiped out a good sizable chunk. Just so that you can give the Earth a chance. It's like chemotherapy for the Earth. Like, yeah, it'll fuck the Earth up a little bit too, but that's what chemo does. It fucks you up, it fucks the cancer up. You know, just fucking chemo that ass. Take out like even if we wipe out half the population, that's still way too many people. We're still fucking the planet in the ass. Like, that's how bad things have gotten. that's putting things into perspective right there. Sometimes, you know, sometimes that just makes way too much sense. Don't think I'm above it at all either. I'll be the first one to go. I would give that asteroid a fucking headbutt. I'll be the first one in line. Be like, hey, where's this thing landing? Oh, it's projected to land in this area. Okay, I will take a flight there. I will get all the alcohol I can buy, get all the drugs I can buy, just get fucking jacked out of my face, and just be like, all right, let's welcome party. Let's go. I'll be the first one. I'll be the first one to sacrifice myself. I will be part of the solution. But then who's gonna entertain all you fine people, huh? By saying that, I can now have an opinion on who I should think should be right there with me. And see, if I was like a presidential candidate, and I said that, what I just said, that shit would be all over Twitter, all over the news. Like, it would be headline news right now. Oh, this guy says he wishes half the population would be taken out by a comet or an asteroid. He's evil. And then there'd be like some bullshit fucking story about like how I'm connected to like Satanism, and like that's how that shit works. Like, and people will click on it. People will get paid for writing that story. You know, that's just how it is. That's how that shit is.